and how he said in hobbies while doing well. So as you know, introduced a few more restrictions, not many, but at the same time it gives more the guards more power. It obviously limits outdoor gatherings and indoor gatherings, things like that. Um, but yeah, just wanted to talk about that, it's and then the government's mess, and I never. They don't seem to think before they talk, and the same with Leo Farker when he went to the Phoenix Park for a little gander with his colleagues and no social distancing with a top off. Very respectable. Let's just put that out. Very respectable. Um, but yeah, just have got that's the priority of the government. Go out for Dondo in the middle of a pandemic, and don't listen to it's one word for everybody else and no word for them. That's more or less what I'm trying to say. But yeah, so the schools more or less what they said about public transport, not to go on public transport. But the schools, majority of people, young people, who go to secondary school especially, get the bus. Get bus out, privatization buses, whatever. Um, so yeah, but they don't have to worry about me because I'm staying home. As simple as that, I'm staying home. I took that decision, and because this is probably going to shock everybody, and I seen this coming. They don't have the manpower. They don't have the resources, to have you come in 1 day a week or whatever. They don't have the. I don't think they're going to do it. They can't do it. As Noah Foley said, they're going to bring in everybody. No matter if there's 6,000 in your school, we'll bring them in. It's a great country. It's just a great country. It's just gonna end miserably. And as I keep saying to people, I can't emphasize this enough that we put so much trust in the state, and I have to say I have no trust in the state to care for the young children, to care for the young people involved. I have no trust. I have no trust in them. Because God, what happened in the nursing homes, and when the media will push back, and there's no pushback or nothing from the media, Ireland and across the world, you never seen such amount of people dying in the nursing home. Ireland's the worst. Over 700 died in nursing homes. And the government said everything was done to protect them and everything, but more could have been done. They were sent home from hospitals, I could go on, I can go on, I can go on about, all the failures they done there and the cost lives. And same with the meat factories. They said, again, it's, to put in the meat factories, to put the profit first before health and safety. They put profit and they won't close the factories. Like if there's an outbreak, if there's 100 people get the coronavirus, it's just like what's happened in a meat factory. They just won't close it. But an old man down the road who has a newspaper shop, two people go into his shop with COVID-19, they close the whole business, they put bankrupt, they'll probably take his livelihood, they'll probably take everything belonging to him. Because that's just the way this country works. And they won't go after the big firms. They won't go after them. They go after the old man who's just trying to make ends meet. And that's just this country. It's just bully boy tactics. But yeah, it's just, I've asked the question to people. And I'm saying this to parents, and please do listen to what I have to say about this. Like, you've seen what the state has done already. The state has already, the nursing homes and the meat factories. And I'm not, I might just say straight, I'm not going to say that I think the state's going to do. I think they're going to fail miserably. I might just say straight, I think there'll be an outbreak in 2 or 3 schools and it will bring down the whole country along with it. If there will, I say there probably will be a lockdown before next week, because I did get information from UCD in Dublin. Some person in UCD in Dublin gave me information. I don't know if it's legit. I didn't look it up, but I'm just saying it could be. It probably is, because the government seems like they are thinking about it. That there will be, that they're planning to lock down the country next week or something like that. But I don't know. Again, I don't know. It's just a rumor. It's just a rumor somebody told me. I didn't look into it, so don't take my word for it. If I hear anything from any, obviously the local authorities, I think I'll tell you. But that's again, we take that with a grain of salt, because I just don't know myself. But yeah, just say to parents out there, would you, like, with all the things that happen in the state, it's better we're blessed nowadays to have tablet phones and things like that. You can do your work at home. The children can do your work at home. Get the teachers to send the work home. You know, works out better. Yeah, not really so much national schools. I'm not really too I'm worried about national schools. I'm more worried about secondary schools. Because obviously national school you wouldn't be going to here, there and everywhere. But yeah, I'm just saying to people, again, that's just my opinion. I just don't trust the state, and I'm not gonna say I do. I don't. I don't. As I say straight, I don't trust them. And I'm not gonna the state has to take the blame for anything that happens in the schools, and then they just blame the people around them, blame everybody else. Like this is what Leo Varadkar and me whole is at. As soon as an Irish person does something wrong, or even like they're bringing in tourists non-stop into this country, um, logic. Like I never seen such amount of American tourists all my life and British tourists. Logic, just logic. Great country. It's a great country. But then as soon as something happens, that's not anybody that everybody now is doing their part and done everything they were supposed to do, and not everything that was asked of them they done. And the government just turns around like Leo Varadkar was more or less blaming the Irish people. You've done terrible. How dare you? You shouldn't. You're the responsible for this. You're killing people. It's not our government policies. We didn't kill people. It's the Irish people that have to suffer the consequences for this, and that's why we're going to sell away our country even more to Europe. If they got away with it, whatever. I just don't buy it. As simple as that. I just don't buy it. That that they have everything put in place in schools and everything that. And it's not the board of management or the principals, the deputy principals or teachers in the schools. I have full faith in the staff of the schools. I have full faith in them. But I don't have full faith that the resources are there, because they said this, that, there's magic teachers apparently in this country. But there's no teachers. And they won't admit it. They won't admit it. They won't admit it. None of them will come back from Australia. They tried to get, I know for a school in Cavan, they tried to wing a few people. They winged them in Australia. They said they wouldn't come home. They said they wouldn't come home. They have a family over there. They've made more money over there than ever did in this country. They have a house. They have a car. They have everything they want. And why would they come back here? They live in austerity. So yeah, and they're dead. And to be honest, I pat them on the back because they're making a life for themselves over there. Because over here, you're just slave to the government over this country, in this country. You're just bound to their needs. And then you pay me Holder's pension and fucking Michael D. Higgins' pension, everybody else's pension. And then when the only man who works all his life, worked all his life, and me Hole gets his pension before that man. They could sit in big salary every week and they wouldn't have to worry. They don't give a damn. Let's just totally be honest. They couldn't. The whole lot of them couldn't give a damn if the whole country blew up in the morning. As long as their bank account was safe, at the end of the day they couldn't care less. Because it's just no sense in this country. I might be rambling a bit, but my God, this country's just, talk about no queer.